If you want to be able to buy the most expensive players and open the best packs in FC25, go to u7buy.com to buy your EA FC 25 coins. It's cheaper than buying FC points and just as reliable. With their already amazing prices, you can get an extra 8% using promo code Inception at checkout.
Oh, thank goodness for evolutions, man. You know, tactics I can't really do too much of now because that midfield line that doesn't track back for like these formations. I don't know. It makes for me when I'm using these formations in game, it's way too easy for people to attack when it's not the 4-2-1-3. Like for me personally, because they don't do the same thing for the 4-2-1-3 like they do to the other formations. It's crazy, bro. Anyways, because we just did a review for Hullet and that was. It was just a fodder upload, basically, because he's not going to hit the same with playstyles and roles being a thing nowadays. Like, let's be real, right? But we're going to check out this evolution, right? This one's called Fantasy Captain. Seems like a pretty good one, to be honest, because you do get 99 dribbling stats. Now, I have to mention, be very careful with 99 dribbling stats. This is not FIFA 15, okay? If I had 99 dribbling stats for cards on FIFA 15, the left stick would be unbelievable, okay? As much as possible, because inconsistent gameplay was a thing in that game too. But in this game, there are specific players that you give 99 dribbling to, and they really cook, okay? So I just let me check just really quickly, you know, let me just see what Grealish is working with, just as an example, okay? That's not what I meant to do. And what is happening right now? To exit. That's what I'm pressing. Okay, we're back to normal. All right. Honestly, for the YouTube channel, it's actually not a bad thing to do, but let me just see something quick. Oh, just the shooting boost on that. You can only do it to those cards. Yeah, because where I was going to lead to is that left stick responsive wise, right? Like, I just remember because of this card, right? Like, this is not a card that people would consistently use over the course of time because, you know, obviously you would need, like, better evolutions on him at this point in the game, 5-star weak foot, whatever, right? For him to be used on the left-hand side. Better rolls in the cam position and all that kind of stuff. But left stick responsive wise, I don't know what it is, man. Jack Grealish just has it, you know what I'm saying? Like when I was looking at I never did the review for these cards, right? But when I was looking at the difference between Malin and Grealish during that time period, for me on a personal level, I would have chosen this card because his left stick is awesome, right? Now, again, that was before the patch. You know, after the patch, a lot of the gameplay stuff has changed, but you do have to be very mindful of that when it comes to evolutions like this, where you are boosting the dribbling to be at a 99, right? So we're going to have Foot Dodgy G open. We're also going to have Footbin open. Footbin's going to have some like chain evolutions that some people actually might be very interested in because there's some cards that are trending right now that actually look really solid, right? So a couple of examples of that is going to be a card like Rafael Leao because of the current Fantasy FC Cup shooting boost, right? So because he gets that shooting boost and because you give him the dribbling boost, the way you format this card is now different, right? Which is the key thing here. So he's working with a rapid, working with a technical, right? But with the way that this card is formatted nowadays, if you were to actually go down this route of upgrading him, you can now give him a Hawk chemistry style. You don't have to worry about, you know, providing him with, you know, the finisher chemistry style like most of the times. Even with a card like this, it's still a little bit strangely formatted at 91 finishing, but honestly, you got to green your strikes anyways. So I think you would still maybe notice sometimes, like if you shoot the ball with him, like that might be a little bit weird because it used to be on his rare golds during that time period. But there is also the potential of, you know, just giving him a Deadeye chemistry style because he still has a quick step and a rapid. So if you improve the shooting on the card and then your passing is better, then your pace is in a decent enough area where you're working with really good shooting capabilities as well, because you still have finesse shot to work with. You still got a regular first touch. You're a 5-star player. A lot of things are now added to the card that makes them a little bit better, right? Now, honestly, it's a little weird because it kind of makes you still want to give him a hunter. Like, I think a lot of people would still probably give him a hunter and just not give him the physical boost, but that would be something that you would have to kind of like you know, feel out in game because obviously the finishing is not improved as much on the Hawk, right? But a pretty cool choice with Leao. He still has an inside forward on the left-hand side. Just one, but he still has it. If you play 4-2-1-3, which feels like in my opinion, like it just feels like the only usable formation because of the midfield not tracking back from most of the other formations. The inside forward for the left wing area for a 4-2-1-3 could be very nice to work with, right? And then striker, he doesn't have advanced forward, but I'm sure he has some evolution lines that actually would allow you to have an advanced forward striker on him with this evolution included on it, right? So definitely have to look into stuff like that. Go here and check out some of these cards, right? So Ronaldo, this one now makes more sense for him to be trending because now this is more usable, right? Because obviously giving him the 99 dribbling stats, with you being able to provide him with a hunter chemistry style, like if you are a Ronaldo fan or you are building a Portuguese team and you want an upgrade where, you know, let's say you use FIFA points on the game, right? And you're like, I want to use Ronaldo for a cheaper alternative because the inform card is 174k. So let's say you packed a Ronaldo, right? And then, you know, you just have him chilling in the squad and then boom, evolution comes out. You have a usable version of him, right? So that's kind of what it comes down to. Again, the dribbling being improved is a really big step for the usability of the card. He still dribbles a little bit weird, I will say, like base mechanics wise, it's a little bit strange on his card in the game nowadays without like certain play styles. But again, the usability increases quite a bit on that, right? Dalglish is another card that's trending because meta playstyles wise, he has really good stuff, right? So he has finesse shots and he has pinged pass, both very meta in this game. I think with a card like this, honestly, pinged pass is really, really insane to have because if you give him a hunter chemistry style, like guys, I'm telling you this right now, a lot of the breakdowns in this game is always like that extra pass meta, right? If you have pinged pass and this guy's your striker and you're laying it off to the guys in the side positions, that's a lot of craziness to work with. And he still has a tiki-taka as well, eh? Tiki-taka on the card with a pinged pass. So that's crazy. His passing is actually in a really good area too for the short passes, which is the main ones that you would actually do, but still has chip, power shot, technical flair, quick step, trivela. So a lot of very nice things to work with. A shame he doesn't have a regular first touch. First touch I'm really into in this game nowadays. Definitely a really big one. But yeah, with Dalglish, all the dribbling boost is very nice. Because guys, the thing is about this card is that like even beforehand, the card was actually like quite decent, right? Like there's this version of his card that is like the more expensive version, right? But this version, you know, being able to evo him and have really nice play styles adds a lot to him. You know what? It's a shame, to be honest, because I wish he had a cam position change. So let's say, for instance, if you had any sort of like intention of using like a 4-2-3-1 or a 4-3-2-1, you could use him in those side areas, right? But it doesn't work that way anymore. With the position changes, that's why people don't really use those formations as much, depending on the players that they have. But yeah, no, Dalglish looks like a really nice option. Really good improvements on him. Pedro Neto is the shooting boost one, so that's a little bit different. What is the shooting boost on this card? Oh, cool. Johan Cruyff. Fantasy FC Cup, shooting boost to a 91. Yeah, so this one has potential now. This one has a lot of potential. So this is the thing about SBCs, right? You complete them and you're like, oh, they're not that great at first. And now you look at a card like this and you're like, this might be better, you know? Because cam-wise, he has Playmaker++. Playmaker++ is a really big role right now in the cam position, right? I think with him, you would mainly use him as an actual cam in a 4-2-1-3 or something, right? And with that playmaker, with a 5-star capability, like you don't really care about the pace being as high, right? Because he still has really good play styles. He has a tiki-taka, which I like a lot, you know, for the general build-up play. You got incisive, you got first touch, you got a trivela, right? So a couple of decent things for a card that is 5-star. You can't really go wrong with that. Very expensive card to improve in that way with the way that things are, but if you still have a Johan Cruyff chilling in your team, this is a nice evolution choice for a 5-star capability, because that shooting boost is pretty important. Because see, these are the more meta evolutions where it's not like yesterday where it's like more sentimental, which I totally like those ones too. If it's sentimental, you got to give them more play styles and stuff. But you know, the shooting boost with the Fantasy FC Cup shooting boost, and then you putting him into an area where he has the pace, he has the shooting. It's pretty nice, right? That's stuff you have to obviously consider with these types of players, right? And that's if you still have that shooting boost thing too, right? Because that's going to depend on some people as well. This one, Yeah, so that's with the fantasy stuff. I think this one is the one where with Thuram. So we could check out the ones where it's like not the passing boost, it's passing boost. This one's not new, is it? I don't think so. I think I'm tripping out like crazy right now, to be honest with you. FC Cup shooting boost. I do so many evolution videos that I honestly don't remember. Anyways, moving on. Yeah, Dalglish. These are more of like the direct upgrades. Yeah. Yeah. These are more of the direct upgrades, right? So like we're checking out obviously with the shooting boost because it's a really big factor on the card. But obviously a lot of people are going to be choosing like different cards. So I think it makes a lot of sense to check out these ones too, because you just format them differently. It doesn't necessarily have to have certain things, right? Like I think with a Thuram from the bin, right, on Fantasy FC Cup shooting boost being added, I think with a card like this, you would just go in the route of, again, giving him a hunter chemistry style. But even with like the other one, like you get that +8 for shooting, and then this one, it's just like, it's, you know, it's fine, to be honest with you. The shooting boost might not even make sense for that Thuram, to be honest with you. From what I'm seeing, like some of these, you're going to give a hunter and you're going to boost them a certain way anyways. I mean, it makes a little bit of sense because like with this one, you get base shot power. I think the base feels more relevant than the chemistry style improvement on him, right? But yeah, do I think Thuram will be the one that people go for? Probably not. You know, I think it depends, right? Luis Suarez, I could see some people actually completing this just because they want to use Messi in the team and do a past and present Barcelona squad. It's totally possible with this because it makes this Suarez card way more usable, right? On a hunter chemistry style, you have better pace. The only thing with this card is that you're working with Poacher plus plus. So you would have to enjoy using Poacher plus plus, right? Like for me, I'm like ever since the beginning of the year, I'm like very advanced forward, like advocate-y, you know, because it's just movement of actual attacking AI, but then actually helping you out in the build-up play as well. Like sometimes when it's Poacher, it just feels too linear in the build-up play, right? But regardless, on a hunter, you put him at mid-90s for pace, better shooting, 99 for dribbling stats to work with a regular press proven. So that would depend, right? You would have to see what his body type is like for this year's game, because in previous years, if you were to give a Suarez that had like team of the year type stats, like his dribbling was actually impressive because he had a physical presence in game, because he was like a bigger guy too, right? Like his body type in game was like usually wider, right? So that was a very helpful thing to have like during those time periods, right? Yeah. Neymar gets one too. I'm sure some of these cards actually show up because we can't always look at the Fantasy Cup one for the shooting boost. It depends on the cards, right? Suarez, Ronaldo, we checked out. Son is a really big one, to be honest with you. I actually think Son is a really, really big one. Yeah. Regular inside forward on the left-hand side, but now you have 99 dribbling stats on him. And they're careful not to improve this card like crazy with playstyles because they don't give him that much. Because honestly, with Son, if you give him certain playstyles, he's unstoppable pretty much, right? But key things to mention here: advanced forward plus in the striker position with 99 dribbling stats. Like that would work out regardless, right? Especially since he has a quick step and a rapid. But even just for like the cutting inside and finessing it with either the strong foot or the weak foot would be pretty solid as well, right? Whether you use them as an actual striker or on the left-hand side, those are very good improvements for Heung-min Son to be way more usable, right? Because that's always like the main concern with his card is always the dribbling, not necessarily being, the best to work with, right? Kolo Muani, PSG French links on this card, 4-star capabilities. This one would be for a Hawk chemistry style, which again does drastically improve the card, to be fair. It puts his physical in a much better situation. He has aerial to work with 99 jumping, which actually could be very helpful. Pace, basically perfect. Shooting, really well formatted for the most part as well. And then he also has the advanced forward striker role too. So on a Hawk controlled player, the only downside is a 4-star. But if you're a PSG fan and you want to work with something like that, it's actually a pretty cool card too, right? Because I think the bigger guys, like to make them feel more usable in the game, I think giving them a dribbling boost is definitely a significant thing to do. I would make an argument for Gyokeres as well, to be honest with you, because with Gyokeres, he has a regular press proven. And this was more so before the patch. Like in the beginning of the year, this guy was one of the best strikers in the game, period, right? Like there was Thuram that was trending during that time period. This card, in my opinion, was better. The only reason why people did not use him was because of the links, right? The links are harder to work with because of Sporting in Sweden, right? You would have to use a lot of like Liga NOS players to actually like fit him in, or you already packed some hero cards during that time period. Whereas Thuram, it was like, I'm still good, but I give you better links, right? Especially with Theo Hernandez being good, and they released like a flashback Varane at some point, all that stuff, right? But yeah, Gyokeres could still be very nice. Debatable whether or not I would still work with like a 3-star, 5-star player for sure, but the 99 dribbling stat boost is definitely a very nice thing for him. I could see him being still very solid if you are a Sporting fan, but let's be real, he's going to get a team of the season. This guy's disgusting in the Portuguese league, so yeah. So there's that. You could do that too, obviously, if you want to. Zambo getting 99 dribbling, to be honest with you, I'm not against that. I'm actually not against that. Because the dribbling boost for a midfielder and then you being able to give him a shadow would be really cool, actually. This one gets the shooting boost. The shooting boost is pretty pointless on this one. I wouldn't really go down this route. Yeah, his shooting boost is pointless. 74? No. It's mainly for like defensive stuff. Like defensively, he would be really solid, right? Shadow chemistry style, good pace, good defense as well. With 99 dribbling, it would be very helpful, honestly. It really would be helpful to have that in the midfield area. Sometimes you use players and they're just like very, very heavy, you know? But he has holding plus plus as a center mid and as a CDM. So that's really, really solid. Definitely like that a lot for sure. Wayne Rooney, another card that, like, if you're a Manchester United fan, this is probably like your best bet to make him like as usable as possible, because that is usually a really big problem with his cards as well, is the fact that his dribbling is not necessarily the greatest. But a really key thing to mention with this one, and this really depends on whether or not he actually has a good role here, is the cam position change, right? So this one with the 90 shooting boost, let's just look at this one. Yeah, because honestly, with Wayne Rooney, not even joking, Shadow Striker Plus at the very least for usability, and then playing him in the actual like cam positions in the 4-2-3-1 on the right hand side or left hand side even. No, right hand side mainly because he's right footed. The usability is there, right? Because Wayne Rooney usually does not. He's just not really a great card to use. He's not really well formatted. Like, they would have to make him like a center mid with like a bunch of defensive playstyles to be significantly better. And then in the striker position, he would have to be formatted on an engine chemistry style with like better dribbling, maybe a finesse shot, like, you know, just a bunch of stuff. Like, he needs a lot to be like way better in the game. But again, with this one, providing you with the 99 dribbling, it's a lot of really cool stuff to work with there too, right? Dembélé would be a pretty big one too, because his dribbling by default is usually very weird, okay? Very, very weird dribbling on this card. This could fix it, potentially, right? This could fix it a lot. But the problem with this card is that he's poorly formatted for this card. Like, I wouldn't work with 85 dribbling at this point in the game. Like, yes, you do have a 5-star player, which is obviously very, very nice, but 85 finishing would be a little bit cooked to work with for sure, right? I think Ribery would be a big one to give 99 dribbling to as well, if I'm being honest. Yeah, I think he would be a pretty big one too. He has a weird thing to his dribble as well. And he still has an inside forward plus while still being a 5-star player. So this still looks like a nice card. The shot power is low, so that maybe be a little bit weird from time to time, but again, it's a good improvement for him as well. Lukaku, again, physical type attacker, increasing his dribbling to be at a 99. I'm not even joking. It could actually turn this card into a monster because, like, obviously his dribbling is not fantastic to work with at all. But this card on a Hunter chemistry style could be really tough to stop, to be honest. Like, if you get a lob pass with this card, with the base physical that he's working with, and then you have like better dribbling capabilities with the press proven, like there's a lot of potential with this card. A lot. I'm not even joking. Like, as a physical type attacker that can actually win the ball in the air with an aerial and a power header, and then like he has a 5-star weak foot with a 4-star, like that's a really good improvement for him. I think with Lukaku, I'm not gonna lie, like he could get any sort of promo card in the future. This might be like his best card. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's a really good improvement for him, to be honest. Isak, very similar situation, right? The player of the month card obviously lacks in dribbling quite a bit, but if you did complete that card, mostly if you are a Newcastle fan, because there was nothing special about that card whatsoever. But this card on a Hunter chemistry style, way better, right? On a Hunter chemistry style, you get mid 90s for pace. You still have advanced forward plus, but you have the 5-star weak foot and a Trivela plus to work with a finesse. Still have a first touch, still have a regular rapid. So it's still a really well formatted card for the most part, right? He has some pretty good stuff, right? Like this card now, if you did the player of the month, you're kind of cooking a little bit more, right? Because he definitely needed that dribbling boost 100%. Foden with dribbling, I wouldn't really care too much about this because, I mean, I would and I wouldn't, because honestly, left stick wise, he would be really nice in game, but I don't know if people would actually go down that direction, to be honest. Yeah, I mean, you're going to be able to go in different directions for this one, because with the evolution for this fantasy captain, it's mainly just like the dribbling boost. Yeah, mainly just the dribbling boost, and take their dribbling all the way to 99 to teach your opponents a lesson they'll never forget as much as possible, EA, because your left stick is cooked. But yeah, so let's see here. Gyokeres with the inform card gets 1/2, 99 dribbling. Yeah, again, you can format them differently now, right? Believe it or not, like even these cards, like I think this guy is used as one of the meta right backs. I could be wrong, but I think he is. Yeah, I think he is. I think McManaman is used as a right back in some people's teams. Like if they have like certain restrictions and stuff, I think so. And honestly, like I'm not against this one. What's the dribbling boost on him for this one? It's really significant. Honestly, I would love to. You know what, guys? Considering how weird it is to give 99 dribbling stats to some of the attackers without knowing for sure that they have a nice solid left stick to them, I'm not against an option like this if he's as meta as people claim him to be, right? Because on a shadow, 96-99 is not in a bad area. He still has some pretty decent roles to work with. But now, like, you just have a more agile player in that position, which is really nice to work with in the fullback area for a card who still has a jockey and an anticipate, right? So it's not like he doesn't have any defensive playstyles. But I don't know if it's him or if it was a different card. Was it this one? No, I think it was this one that people actually use. Because I see McManaman used a lot in people's like right back positions, like, pretty often, to be honest. What do the guys on the bins have? Yeah, those are just tend to be the most popular choices. Neymar has one with the Fantasy FC Cup shooting boost. Yeah, I mean, you know what it is with Neymar is that making his dribbling higher, base card stats wise, I think he would actually be pretty nice. The only thing that'd be low is like the pace would be a little bit low at this point in the game, a little bit. Not a lot, a little bit. Yeah, Cam Shadow Striker though is a little bit nice though. A little bit nice. Let's see here. Thuram, Dalglish, Fantasy Captain. Oh, Darwin Nunez. Yeah, this is from the SBC card. Yes, I remember reviewing this card. So if you held on to this card for this long, which would be kind of crazy, you can now improve him to be a card that actually might be able to score some open nets finishes, potentially, on a Hunter chemistry style. Yeah, 94 finishing with a Hunter. You get quick step and a rapid. Usability increases quite a bit for Darwin Nunez. With the Fantasy FC Cup shooting boost. That fantasy cup shooting boost might not be necessary for this one, I'll be honest with you. Might not be necessary. What is it? Like, you would just... Yeah, just this one. And then a Hunter chemistry style, bang! You know what I'm saying? And just work with it as it is. The shot power boost is nice, though. I'm not gonna say it's not, but it just feels like a waste on that the shooting boost part, you know? A little bit, a little bit. Yeah, the fantasy captain one though, man, like there's gonna be a ton of options. Like there's not gonna be like a super right or wrong way of looking at it. I'm gonna be honest with you guys, I'm not against giving it to fullbacks. I'm really not. I'm not against giving it to fullbacks. Because a lot of the times, sometimes like you have like really good fullbacks in your team, but then if they had better dribbling, oh dude, oh no, but that's okay. It depends who it is. It depends who it is. I wouldn't do it to Thuram. No, because he's no longer a thing. Okay, that's a really big part of his card. So I wouldn't look into these ones as much. I'm talking more about the fullbacks that are more agile, right? I had a guy's account with Thuram, bro, and I was like, this guy is so sick when he's actually evoed properly, you know? Like, you keep the lengthy on him, you give him nice defensive play styles, all that kind of stuff, you know? He's actually, like, really solid. Boris Legend is quaking in his boots for this Hudlin card. Holy, bro, he's massive, too, eh? 6'9", with more dribbling on his card. Jeez. It would be hilarious to score goals with that card, though. You gotta admit, bro. It would be hilarious. But yeah, guys, there's gonna be a bunch of options, man. There's not gonna be like a right or wrong list. There's a lot of, you know what's really crazy with this one? There's a lot of players that are like low rated that get really good improvements, to be honest. Like Gabriel Martinelli's usability increases a lot if you actually evoed him in a proper way, right? Hunter chemistry style with really good pace, really good shooting as well. Like there's a lot of cool stuff to work with there too. But yeah, the list will go on, right? Because it really just depends on what you want to go for, which dribbling you want to be able to improve on what card to make them feel more usable. But like I said, guys, as I mentioned earlier, I'm not against giving it to the fullbacks, man. But like there are a lot of cards that meta-wise in the attack, like Dalglish is looking really good, to be honest. Like I like this card a lot on that Hunter chemistry style, right? 99 dribbling stats. Like sure, he doesn't have the dribbling play styles, but trust me, like in the attacking positions at 5'8", I think he would cook, man, to be honest with you. I think he would absolutely cook. So yeah, a lot of good options. Definitely assess some of the options that you guys have and what you need in your team, because some people's teams are more meta than others, right? Like we're looking at Leao, but some people already have like really good attackers. So they're like, you know what? I have this fullback that could use better dribbling that I really like, but he just doesn't have the dribbling that I want. Then boom, you go that direction, right? So it just depends on the person, but a really good evolution. I think there's going to be a lot of choices to go with if you want a more responsive player in certain areas of your team, right? But we'll leave it there for now. Again, ton of stuff to go through, 100%. A lot of good options. I'll catch you guys for the next video. Peace out, dudes. Love you guys.